What is up, winning team? Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Cricket Chronicles, also known as Good Girl Gone Wild on the winning team. And today, you guys, listen, you're gonna want to stay tuned for this, okay? This is gonna be a good one. I just have a strong feeling because the side of the bed I woke up on today, I don't know what was happening. I don't know what the Lord put in the juice of the Holy Spirit this morning, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun. So I always had this kind of like phobia of trees. They really used to freak me out. And the funny thing is I overcame that because Jesus being the tree of life. So I used to think of it in like a demonic sense, like anything can hide behind a tree, like who knows what's hiding. Now I see it as like the tree of life, the tree, I see trees I look at them in awe of the Lord as opposed to in like fear of evil, if that makes sense. Anyway, I used to walk past here all the time when I used to work in Decathlon. Shout out to Decathlon. By the way, this is why I haven't yet invested in my woods gear, my clothing. Ugh. But yeah, I used to work in Decathlon. Shout out to Decathlon, the best retail job I ever did. I was a sports advisor on the fitness department, which I started working there when they first opened in this town here. It's not even here anymore. Wow, look at the sunlight. Look at this, guys. Are you kidding me? This is why I'm youthful. People are like, oh, why are you so young? Like, you're so youthful. That's because I'm like doing things that, and it just smells amazing being amongst the trees and just everything is just beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, I used to work at Decathlon. So that's where I'm going to buy all my gear from. Like all my like outdoorsy gear, I'm going to get from Decathlon because I love that business. It's a sports brand. They are innovators. They do function over fashion, and the stuff is like so cheap as well. They're just an amazing company. Like they're way more dedicated to what they do. They're the originators of the pop-up tent, which now has created so many different pop-up things. Like you can do pop-up goals. They are the ones who innovated the idea for the pop-up tent, and working at Decathlon was so much fun. I loved being there. I worked on the fitness because when I started, I got to like choose which department I was on. So I was like working there in fitness. Okay, I was there working in fitness. And it was just a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? We could use all the equipment at the store as workers there. I used to show off and people would be like, how do you put up and put down an 8-man tent? And I'll be like, I can show you. And I would do these demonstrations in front of them. And I was like this is what I'm saying. 16-year-old me was like going crazy. So that's when I was a lot younger. Anyways, I loved that for me. Loved working there. And I believe in Decathlon. Like for what they say they offer, they are my number one favorite sports company, and I will buy from Decathlon. And one day when I do certain plans that I have for the next couple of years, I'm gonna pitch to them to like sponsor me. Like, come on, Decathlon. Like, listen, we've have a relationship. I know the tech. I love you people here. So anyway, if I didn't, that was one of the jobs where like if I wasn't deciding to do the work of the Lord, I would have happily worked in Decathlon for the rest of my life. By the way, anyway. Back to where we're getting back to. So I used to walk past here every day going to Decathlon, and it used to scare the hell out of me, like these trees, and they're very droopy, kind of like some of the trees. I'm not going to show you guys behind where you are because then you'll be able to see like things, like there's like things. Literally this town is carved out of a forest basically, by the way. That's why like I can walk like 2 minutes and be like here from like my house. Like I'm looking right here where I'm sitting. There's a pub there and there's a school there. Anyway, I'm actually enjoying spring. Like I usually hate the transition from winter to spring. Usually I find super depressing. Was there always just this random patch of freaking grass in the middle here? What the freaking hell? Look. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. That spot over there looks like it might be the spot for the thing that we need to do today. But we'll come back. We're gonna scope. Look at this. Oh my goodness. The artwork of the Lord. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So cool. Also, I'm literally using my freaking thing like I'm a proper vlogger. Like, am I a YouTuber now? Am I a YouTuber? Oh my gosh, am I a YouTuber now? Anyway, so here's the problem, guys. I have a good and bad news about this area that I live in. There's a lot of cool stuff, but because it just keeps getting more and more like, what's the word? Like, not civilized. Civilized is the wrong word. Civilization is a good thing. Becoming civil is a good thing. It just keeps getting more and more like, like they keep doing all this stuff like to try and make it more somewhere people want to be. And I'm like, let the nature live. Like, we'll figure it out. We're humans. I'm saying, like, just chill. I'm going to investigate a few more areas. Look at this. We just sit there peacefully and look at these trees. Wow, so cool. So one of the goals I have with this like whole series is this is so cool. Oh, this is a good spot. What's over there? So we've got like a fallen dead tree. I'm wondering, do these trees actually fall like because of winds and stuff, or like why? I'm very, very curious. Very, very, very curious. Oh, we've got some holes here. I wonder if somebody, like the animal, is burrowing or something. Is that what it's called? It's called burrowing? Because I just stepped in one nearly as well. Or maybe they're traps, because that's how also people can set traps. Listen, I've been chiming in to a lot of like, why am I just in the corner? I'm trying to like not take up the whole space, you guys, because I want you all to also see the scenery. Listen, just listen. Can you hear that? That's literally the peace of nature. Like, it's just beautiful. So rejuvenating. And by the way, I've never mentioned this before, but one of the things that I like to do in the woods, like I will go out here, and this is when I'll actually be practicing my singing. Because like if I practice singing, I don't want like my neighbors to hear. I don't want anyone to hear other than the Lord. I also praise the Lord in the forest. And it's my dream, by the way, to have a concert, like my dream performance, like my literal dream. I realized this while I was in New York, by the way. Don't ask how, but I did, right? My literal dream is to be like in a spot like this, right? With like really plenty of really tall trees. So maybe like this spot over here is better. Like, see this? And I want to have like a filming angle like this, where it's like coming from the bottom of me, but you can still see the whole of me on stage. Huge band. I want to have like 4 electric guitars and bass players. And I just want to be singing outdoors on stage in my cute little outfit with like my kids just running around, and I can see them on stage, because obviously I've got to think like, I think like a mom these days, because the Lord is doing stuff. And the image, and it was literally like me in the forest, like in a scene like this. Where's the longer trees? Just like in a low angle, and me just like singing on stage, my kids running around in the audience, like all the people that I care about, my local community, and everybody just like all like barbecuing and playing games. And like my performance would not be like the main event. It would just be like the background music that everybody's enjoying. Everybody's just loving life and just thriving. And I can also observe and like monitor my own children on stage, because I don't trust anybody with my kids. I just won't, and I won't be in this life after everything I've been through. I'd love to invite you guys to my performances as well, like to come and just vibe and just have some food, play some games. Like, this is what I'm thinking about while the world is panicking. This is what me and the Lord are talking about. So now I have a vision. So all this time when I'm in these forests, it's just inspiring my like life. Oh, here comes the sunshine. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. What's the time? I was going to say it's got to be approaching after midday, because the sun is like, from where I am, west is about there. And obviously sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So the sun is going to like set like over there somewhere. Yeah, I've been paying attention, y'all. And one thing I like to do is, a skill I've been working on, is I estimate where the sun is. I try to estimate the exact current time. And it's shocking how good I'm getting at doing it. So anyway, yeah, so this is the spot. Oh my gosh, it's so cute out here. Love it. So I might come back here. I'm pretty sure somebody's doing something in this area, because there's lots of holes. Look. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. If anybody knows, by the way, I'm such a noob. One of the anxieties I had about starting this series in the first place was like, oh my gosh, I don't know a lot of stuff. So like, should I even start anything? I'm like such a novice. People are going to be telling me that I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I was just kind of like, oh, I should just start. We all start from somewhere, right? So just give me a chance, guys. If you can see something, give me the knowledge, please, because I really want to know. I want to grow. Let's have a look here. There's like all these holes. Can you see? I don't know what all this is about. I do not know what all of this is about. If anybody knows, tell me. Also, the people that I met, by the way, last time, so lovely. I believe the guy's called Dogman TP Hunting. You'll see under the last video, and I'll probably share one of his videos because he did a video in the same area where we were, which I'm yet to watch the full video of, and I'm going to watch it. And yeah, I made the video. I was like the first clip in the video, and we had a lovely conversation. He was telling me about how he likes to go out in the woods. He was with his wife and his 2 dogs, and they were so lovely, by the way. So sweet. It's a lovely, lovely couple. We talked for ages, and they thought, I think as I mentioned, they thought I was some kind of like scientist that was hired by whoever. Anyway, we both err on the side of investigating things that people don't necessarily automatically believe. And so he was basically explaining how he looks for like these like kind of paranormal activity type of stuff that goes on in the woods. So I'm curious to watch his video because I'm not gonna lie, the spot where I did my experiment, it took me a couple of days. Like spiritually, the vibes weren't vibing, and I didn't even really mention loads about it. The vibes weren't vibing. Lord Jesus, help us. Let's try that again, okay? Because we're leaving degeneracy behind us, okay? The situation and the kind of energy felt off. So I was going to talk about it in the video, and I did, but then I cut the clip because I can't even remember why, but I had a reason. He basically was like, oh, like, yeah, I go around investigating certain things. So now because of him, I'm investigating more things and because of his channel. So go and check out his channel as well. Because, yeah, if I don't remember, somebody remind me to put it in the comments or in the description. But, yeah, go check out his channel. Such a lovely guy, such a lovely couple. And, yeah, I was like, oh, my gosh, like, I'm making, like, buddies now, like, in the woods. Like, now, this is, for me, is literally winning. These are the things I actually want to do. Like, and these are the types of people I actually want to know. So, I'm just like, life is good. Anyway, another hole. Lots of these little funny holes here. Some kind of like speed bump. Obviously it's not a speed bump, but you guys know what I mean. So we're gonna go down this way and see what's over there. See what's down here, because I like that little spot there because it's good. The problem is, guys, being a woman is I can't really explore the way I would like to because it's not wise as a woman to just get completely lost out here. But if I could, oh my gosh, do you guys know how many nights I just wish I could just come out in the woods? The thing is, because there's something I want to show you guys as well, like, which is nuts, and we'll just wait for it. We'll just wait for the moment when it comes. But yeah, like as a woman, I obviously can never really go as deep and dark into the woods that I want to, as a lot of the woods I would like to, because it's just not smart to do. It's one of the other reasons I wish I had a dog as well, because I feel a little bit safer. It's not that I feel unsafe, as much as it just feels unwise. Like if something happens, I just can't deal with the idea of like, people being like, oh, you should have never been out there by yourself. But it's like, who the hell am I supposed to be out here with? No one wants to be here. It's been raining a lot. I'm aware of the rain as well. It's another thing that I'm thinking of. Again, I don't actually care. I love the rain. In fact, if I was performing and somehow we could perform in the rain, in the woods, that would be like the perfect scenario. Speaking of performing, I'll say this while we walk through. I officially have a demo for my song. The song is officially like not the like proper whole song, but there's like music, and the music, like this tune has been written, and it's insane because all I did with this guy, shout out to my producer. I have producers now. I'm probably gonna have more than one producer working on my freaking song. This is so cool. I just feel like the coolest person ever. So anyway, he plays loads of instruments. He's incredible. Like he's literally a gift. Because I literally just came to him and I was like, look, I really like to make this song. And yeah, we're gonna come out from the forest here. So we're gonna walk to the next location. See what I mean? Like how you can be like just in there, just out here. Like this town, it's not big. I think the total population is like 80,000 people. Oh, it's windy. I love the wind though. I love being outside. Anyway, and here we are. We're like in civilization again. Now I'm like in a proper like residential area. How does that work? I think I want to be right now. I think so. Anyway, see what I mean? Isn't that crazy? So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, let me pull this in because we don't need to see too much of the background in this part. Oh my gosh, look at me YouTubing. So flip's sake, what was I saying? Yeah, so I have a whole demo now. And do you know what's crazy about this whole song thing? So the guy who's doing my song, right? I should have just kept walking where I was, I think. But anyway, we'll find a way because, listen, I know this area enough. I'm never going to get lost. Anyway, the guy who's doing the song, for me, amazing. He was like, when we finished it, I just sang. Literally, I just sang. And he just played it. And I was just like, this is so cool. And it was crazy for me, again, because I obviously gaslit myself, like, you can't sing, like, you're not good at singing, whatever. I should have saved this story for later. We'll see. I may re-record the story. Anyway, he was like, I just sang, and then he just made the song, which was insane. It was insane to hear in the piano, because he's playing on the piano. It was insane to hear what I can hear in my head being played. Like, that was an incredible experience. And then, where the freaking hell am I right now? Anyway, it was insane. If that's still the freaking thing that I was just in, I'm going to be so annoyed at myself because I literally could have just walked through there. Oh, I know where I am. Can I get there from there? No, I'm going to try it. Anyway, so, always me. Like, you see how quickly I went from, oh no, we're not going to try it, to I spot something and then all of a sudden I'm willing to abandon my plan. Yeah, we're going down here. There's like a little alleyway. Let's go. This is the thing. So yeah, so he was like, he made the song and I couldn't believe it. The song itself, guys, nearly 6 minutes long. We only have the piano thing and now he's gonna do his thing with the things. So I said to him, like, you just do your thing. I'm so excited. He sent me the demo. I have a whole demo. I have a demo and I have producers. Like, am I a musician now? Like, I was like, am I a musician? Like, what? Anyway, so yeah. And then he was like, I've always wanted to work on a song like this before. Like, I've always wanted to work on a song like this. I couldn't believe it. I want to follow this alleyway again. Like, this is just, am I psycho? Okay. Yeah, he was like, I always wanted to work on a song like this because the song you've written, he was like, the song you've written is a ballad. A ballad. How, well, what is that supposed to mean? I was like, I don't even know what that means. Yeah, so that's the latest with that. So basically, he's going to add all the colourful stuff. I've got to practice, and then I've just got to sing, which is insane. And I'd actually prefer to perform it live. That's one thing I learned from being in Italy. Like that Italy trip here, my gosh, it was such a blessing. I would actually prefer to, I prefer to actually sing in person. Like, I prefer to sing live. I'm just better at doing things live. Like, I'm a very real person. Like, I don't like airbrushing things. I don't like, this is why I have my videos as they are. I don't like to really edit my videos because I feel like I'll start editing like the little nitty gritties and then eventually I won't really be like a real person. I'll just be like some kind of like overly polished, whatever you call it. So even singing wise, I prefer to just, oh, and I've done it. Beautiful. This is exactly where we want to go. This is exactly where we want to go. So anyway, yeah, I prefer to just do things unpolished. So I know that I will sing better live than I will recorded. I already know this because I tried singing recorded and I didn't like it. I did not like that experience. But like, put me on a mic right now and like in real life person, I'll sing my song right now. Like, I'll sing without warming up. I'll just sing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so this is where we're at now. We're walking towards the next thing, and I've got an interesting story about the location we're going to. So stay tuned. What is up, winning team? Hello everybody, I made it to location number 2, which we've got a little stream situation. I'll just give you guys a little bit of a tour of the situation. I have a very interesting story to tell you about this particular area. This cute little bridge there, and then like this is not really in the wild. Like this video, I feel like isn't really the wild, but it's wild enough. You know what I'm saying? This is actually a golf course. So yeah, this video is not really like the wild, but it's wild enough. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just some things I wanted to show you guys that are not necessarily the wildest of the wild in the woods, but I am out in the wild, like in nature. So I'm actually on a golf course. So where I am right now is a golf course, and it's really nice. Like, but this is another area that I used to find so intimidating to walk around because of the tree thing I was telling you guys about before. But oh, this willow tree! Oh my gosh, you guys, I have a story. I'm gonna tell you a story in just a moment. Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you guys a story. Most of the time, you can just walk around this golf course, by the way. And actually, the men who play golf here are so sweet. Sometimes I speak with them and stuff. They're really lovely. And it's that same stream we just saw, by the way, is connected to the stream of before. It's also connected to, oh, you guys didn't, oh, I've never uploaded that video, never mind. So yeah, they're all connected. Somehow I should be able to walk from here to where I was before, which I may attempt to do in a minute. Anyway, see all of this? Stunning, right? Yeah, gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that tree is so cute. Let's go look at this cute little tree. Oh, look at the little tree. Look, you guys see him? Oh, I wonder what type of tree this is. Anybody know this tree? Anybody know this tree? Love to know. I plan on climbing a tree in one of these videos, by the way. When I see the right tree, the perfect tree to climb, I'm going to climb up the tree. Yeah, because I used to climb trees when I was younger. So here we go. We keep going. And if you can see, we've got this same stream here. I think this is actually the one that goes to where I was saying before. Can you see that it kind of looks, to me, this all looks man-made. Like, this doesn't look like these were the natural streams that the Lord created. They look, in this little town here that I'm currently still in, unfortunately. Sorry, Lord, I'm sorry. I should be more grateful. I repent and I'm sorry, Lord. Yeah. There's a couple places where there's people in like there's a couple places where there's people in actual tents. So, here's the spot now. I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down to tell you the story so you can get the fullness of the experience. Okay. So if I go up there, I'm pretty sure if I go up there, you can't see it from here. I'll be able to cross over to where I was before. Ironically, again, also, industrial area up there. That is like where you got all the big, huge factories, literally there. So like, it's so weird, this town, like literally built, carved out of a forest. Really weird. Anyway, I'm gonna prop you guys in a good position, and I'm gonna tell you the most oh my gosh, it looks amazing over there. I want to go through there so badly. So let's just sit here. Here's a perfect spot, right? Is it here? Not here. Don't ask me how. I've decided and I know, but I just know when I know. Okay, here. Right here is the perfect spot. Okay, so let's get into it. So I just want you guys to take in the surroundings, because the background right now is the background that is in the story I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I have 2 bags with me, by the way. This is just like my little handbag with all my little things I need. And then I've got my other bag that's got like a whole bunch of stuff in there. Well, all my like stuff that I need for stuff like this, like my my hatchet's in here, 450 gram carbon steel hatchet. Love this thing, by the way. Literally love this. Because I wanted to get an axe, so I was like, let's just start with this and let's see what this can do, because this has so many uses and I just like how it feels in my hands as well. Magnuson, like I said, 450 gram carbon steel. It's really good. Love it. Really good hatchet. So that is my first tool of choice. I'm basically trying to build up all my different tools that I'm going to use. And then the second thing which I got, which is, I've got matches here, which I'm going to get flint and steel. That's actually the next thing I'm going to buy, is going to be a flint and steel, because yeah, you need a flint and steel. between the hatchet and the flint and steel, I'm going to be like basically so much. Like you really, the more I've been studying, like looking into like all this like survival stuff, you really don't need a lot. Like you really don't. A good blade, a good big blade, like this hatchet, for example, which is like, that's why I kind of like it, because it's kind of like, it's big enough that it can do some stuff. But then because it has so many uses, I was like, this is kind of good though, because yes, you know, anyway, I won't get into the long and short of it, but I'm just trying this stuff out for the first time. So if anybody has any recommendations also in terms of tools, please let me know. Here's my friend the hatchet, love him. Why do I keep giving objects like the male pronouns as well? Like, it's so weird. I do that as well. Like, is it like a childlike thing? Because kids do that. I do this all the time where I give things like a pronoun. And I don't know what constitutes him and her, but they're him and her. Maybe it's because I learned French in school. If you know, you know. Le, la, you know. But yeah, so I love this thing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I feel like it's a good starting tool in terms of blades. So have this bad boy in here, first ever. So this will always be iconic. I feel like it's one of those things that one day I'll be looking back at this and like being like, oh my gosh, like who even would have started with that? Like that was literally the wrong choice. But it's meaningful to me because it's my first, if that makes sense. Like this is my first go. I'm just a novice. I don't know anybody who's into all the woodsy things like I am in person. Also, I have a bunch of matches, like a whole boxes of matches here. Like I said, I'll get flint and steel, but I've got boxes of matches here. So so far I haven't done anything like fire and cooking related, because I know myself, once I do that, there's no going back. Because like I love cooking, and I love nothing more than cooking on the fire, on real fire, in real wood, outdoors. Like this barbecue is actually my favorite thing. Like it's not like barbecue, like, I don't know, everybody has different terminology of barbecue. When I mean barbecue, I just mean like cooking on fire and like on wood and stuff. So when I start doing that, I know that's something I'm going to be good at. Like I already know that. So I'm focusing at the beginning stages of this Good Girl Gone Wild series. I'm focusing on like doing the stuff that is new for me, which is like what I'm doing today. Did I show you guys the string? I have string here as well. That's the other thing that I've got, and that's going to be for, I need this for one of the tasks we're doing later. I am going to do a video. I'm not going to say what videos I'm going to do because I don't want to like give things away. I've got a whole bunch of random plastic wooden forks and knives and stuff that I got from God knows where. And I just keep them here because I'm like, you never know when you need a little bit of extra random wood for something, right? And then I've got these two things, which I may actually talk through this now. Actually, I don't want to talk through this in this location. I need another location. I got this, which I actually got from my grandma. If you can see, there's just a bunch of tape on it because I'm trying to like preserve it now. So I'll show you guys more about this at another time. Anyway, this book here is called Common Herbs and Their Uses Manual. And basically, it's got about all these different plants. It has the picture, and then it has all these descriptions of how they can be used. So, for example, we've got garlic description, constitutes, yeah, you guys will see what this is. It's got pictures of the plants, tells you their medicinal uses, and like how to use them in a natural sense, like not like the stuff in the supermarket. And it also tells you like tips on how to, like, when you're planting plants. Like, this is so cool. So I inherited this from my grandma. Was in like when after she passed away, rest in peace. She was also a teacher, and also so was my grandfather. They were both teachers. In fact, he was a head teacher. My mom used to live on the school. Funny enough. So it's just, you know. So I'm saying things pass through generations. Like, it's not a question about why I can be unqualified and be amazing at teaching. It's literally genetic, spiritual, and everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, you know. Anyway, very cool. So we'll look at this a bit later, because I have to yet to tell you the story about why we're sitting here. And of course, we must, because we must not go anywhere without our Bibles. And yes, of course, I have the Bible apps. I have more than one Bible app that I could use, and it's got all the different translations. But I like to have a physical Bible. There's something about the physical Bible, and I promise you, like, there are days, even the other day when I was crying, I just, like, it's not the book. Like, it's not me overly pushing something into the book, but it's the value of the book itself, that I just love having a physical Bible, because it's like, this is the word of God. This is what the word of God, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, got my Bible, and yeah, and then I got my water bottle as well in my little bag. Okay, that's what's in my little bag. We're building up slowly but surely. I'm the type of person where in previous seasons of my life, I would be like overthinking all of this. I'll be like, I need to like, before I film anything, I need to like invest in a new camera. I need to like have everything together. I need to have practiced all the skills. I need to like be like amazing at this. That's how I've always been, and it's not healthy, is what I've realized. Sometimes it's like, just start and just let yourself have the journey, you know what I'm saying, of like learning all this stuff. So that's why even I didn't wait. I had actually ordered some clothes I wanted to wear for this video that are more like, you know, the vibe of what's happening, but my order just got cancelled and they just refunded me, which is really random and weird. But anyway, so that also was another thing that set me back, because I was like, oh no, now I don't have like appropriate clothing. And then it was just like, just go, like, just get out there. You want to do it, it's making you happy. Like, I'm enjoying this. I'm actually having so much fun doing this. I can't wait to edit. This is the first time I've enjoyed editing doing this series. Anyway, before we continue yapping on and the yap. This area right here. So behind me, which we're going to walk up there after this, by the way. So stay tuned. This area behind me, I want you guys to just take it in. Lovely jubbly. So I had a dream once upon a time, and it was actually one of the scariest dreams I've had. Because, and I want to say something about having dreams, guys, winning team members. Listen, we're at a point now where we don't have time for you guys not to realize that the spiritual world is speaking in your dreams. Your emotions or what you're going through is not the only reason you have dreams. That can also add to it. Like, so I know that, for example, if God wants to talk to me about something, he'll always speak to me about it when it's not relevant, because he knows that I will just be like, oh my gosh, I just had that dream because I was already feeling upset about that today. But when he actually decides to speak about stuff, it's always when that thing was like so far off my mind, especially like when I have dreams about celebrities. We need to just know on the winning team, we don't have time for you guys not to realize that the spiritual world is speaking in your dreams. It's scientifically proven. They believe that the dream state is the fourth dimension. So we're in the third dimension. Right now, you're listening to me and we're all in the third dimension. The dream state, according to even scientists, they believe it's the fourth dimension. So I'm going to do a whole thing about that, like I said, guys, but we'll come back to that when we come back to it. So we don't have time. I'm telling this to you because it's like the 4th of April today. And I can feel that things are shifting in the universe, and things are going to happen where I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I wouldn't say this if it wasn't serious. We don't have time not to be accepting the truth the first time we hear it anymore, because it's going to start to pay in ways that it hasn't paid in the past. So like, I'm really genuinely, guys, I promise you, I don't say this stuff lightly. I wouldn't say this if I hadn't had years of experience with this and seen both dreams I have had come to fruition and dreams that I've had, God speaking to me about what I need to do and not do, and the results of me doing or not doing them. So I just want to be very clear. And also the Kingdom of Darkness using dreams as well. So I just want to talk about that. I just want to touch on that for a second. I'll probably do a proper video about dreams at some point. Anyways, so I had a dream. Me and a bunch of women. And the reason why I'm mentioning this dream now is because it's to do with this whole woman thing and everything. So I kind of thought this is appropriate because we're kind of entering into the era where I'm finally taking on, you know, the witches of the world. Like, you know. So speaking of, I had a dream about one of them, which I'm waiting to see this dream come to fruition still. I won't say who, but I have mentioned this woman on my channel. In fact, I've also had dreams about Beyonce. I've also had dreams about a lot of people. Anyway. And again, I don't engage with these people because this is what I'd be doing. I'd be working and then I'd be like out here and then I'll like go home and like watch anime and watch One Piece and like whatever. Like, I'm not thinking about even the world. I'm not even, right now my notifications are turned off for all social media apps because I was just like, I can't, social media is not good for my mental health. I turned off all the notifications. So I don't even know if I'm getting texted, who knows, whatever. I'll check it when I want to check, when I'm ready. Oh my gosh, is that an airplane? It's not airplanes. Anyway, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was saying, I had a dream. Me and a bunch of other girls. Now, I know there are layers to this dream that I still don't understand, because in this dream, me and these girls, we were all like dressed in these like really skimpy, like tiny little dresses. And they all had like candy on them, like sweets. We call sweets in the UK candy in the United States. You get the idea. You get the gist, right? They all had candy on them, or like whatever. They were like really colorful. And there was these skimpy, tight little dresses. And we all got in this car together and we drove somewhere, which was here. Then right here behind me, where that bump is right there. This is, I have to say, the first, or one of the first times, the first time, and the first time I saw a demon, for real. Like, it was a siren. And the reason why I even suspect it was a demon, obviously, because I'll tell you what happened. I've been through a lot of stuff. I know how demons are. But, like, there are certain supernatural things that have been happening, that have been, whatever, sightseeing and whatever. Like, for example, where I come from, Zimbabwe and Zambia, there is a river called the Zambezi River, which I like to think of myself as being connected, which is the river where that of course one of the seven wonders of the world. I don't believe it still is considered a wonder of the world. Mosi Oatunya, also known as Victoria Falls in Africa. So that waterfall goes into the Zambezi River. There's a lot of stories about that river. Listen, Zimbabwe and Zambia. Rhodesia, one of the most demonic places on earth, guys. This is why I've been through a lot of things I have, because when I've been looking into stuff, there's all like Prince Philip's and people used to go visit there to do stuff there. Like, there's the rituals and whatever. You guys didn't even know what's about to be happening. This is why I need you guys to just accept certain things so that we can actually move to the higher levels. Because when you see that these people, like, for me, one of the biggest signs always about like these spiritual things being for real, is that so many of these other people who are on the other side believe it. The fact that they are going to do these rituals and they're going to do all this stuff should be ring your alarm bells. Why are they all going to this one place, this one river I'm about to tell you about, in Zimbabwe, Zambia border, because it's the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe is where the Zambezi River is, right? Rhodesia. Zimbabwe and Zambia both used to be Rhodesia. Also, Rhodesia being the choice place that L. Ron Hubbard wanted to make his first ever Scientology country. Crazy how my life turns out, isn't it? So we don't have time. We don't have time for you to catch up, get with times, okay? Anyway, so in the Zambezi River, I was there. We went for a sunset cruise. It was beautiful. There's all these incredible animals there. Like, we couldn't even leave. You're not supposed to like leave your cabins and stuff during the night because there's going to be full-blown animals. Like, did you guys know as well that the Lion King cartoon, they sketched the animals based on animals from Zimbabwe? Crazy. Anyway, so in that river, there's hippos and stuff. It's a really beautiful place, absolutely stunning, and I'd love to go hiking there again one day with people that are actually like a good sport. Anyway, there was sightings of, they say stuff like because like people will try to do stuff to the river, like try to build, I think it's like a dam and stuff, and people will just die, and they actually sacrifice to the spirits that exist in the water. By the way, this marine spirit thing is a big part of what the Kingdom of Darkness really doesn't want you to know. It's part of the reason why Wakanda Forever, the second movie, whatever the heck the thing was called, had to do with being underwater. There's a lot of things to do with the water, and I've said to you guys before, it's funny that we're talking about this because it's the times of Noah, right? In the times of Noah, God sent a flood. But think about this. Whatever chimera, demonic creatures existed in the waters would not have died because they were already in the water. And even if you read the scriptures, which I've done, read the scriptures. In the scriptures, when God talks about building the world, and even when he talks about Adam naming the plants, whatever, and everything, he always specifies the birds of the heaven, the fish of the sea, the animals on the earth, right, and all this. When he talks about Noah and what died, he does not speak about what happened in the sea. So go and read it for yourself. It's in Genesis. You'll find it if you read about Noah. If you go into Genesis and just flick through, eventually you'll see Noah's name pop up and you can read the story for yourself. Yeah, in the Bible. Does not mention. So I believe a lot of the demonic creatures that are still on earth are in the waters. That's why I don't think things like the Loch Ness monster or the Kraken and all these different things, I don't think they're fake. And I think what's going to happen is, while everybody's thinking they're fake, they're all going to start to wreak havoc. And by the time everybody receives the truth and accepts that this is real, it's going to be too late. So that's why I'm not waiting. I'm not like second guessing, because I believe this stuff will happen. Just saying. So anyway, in this Zambezi River, it is known that there are 13-foot mermaids. Well, not mermaids, mermen, as in like men who, like, they live in the water. These 13-foot creatures, which again, all matches up with the Bible, biblical scriptures, also matches up with history further than like the last couple hundred years. For the whole world has all history all over, whatever country you're watching this from, look into the history of your country, go back further than a couple 100 years. I always used to wonder in school, why do we only ever learn about like the last 100 years and call it history? That's not history. The last couple 100 years is not history. You can ask people that are alive today and they can tell you a lot of stuff about what happened the last couple 100 years. History for me is like 500 plus years. Go and study for your own countries and you guys will discover some interesting things. These 13-foot creatures, and I saw a picture because somebody put a picture of this on YouTube. If me in the future, who's editing this, can't be bothered, I will put a picture on the screen. So this merman 13-foot thing, these are what these guys are sacrificing themselves to in the Zambezi River in Zimbabwe. That I'm only telling you guys about where I'm from because I can't research the whole world. I looked into my own, where I come from, because I was like, I need to just find out what I come from so that I can just rebuke, pray out, cast out whatever needs to be removed off my bloodline before I have children. I looked into all of this for my own sake, for my own bloodline, because obviously I'm like, I need to make sure that I can cast out whatever is in this bloodline that isn't going to be for the best, so that my children don't have to take this on in the future, kind of thing. And so that's why I was like, I've looked heavily into I was like, God, I won't stop until I can track my whole family back all the way through into the Bible, into Abraham, which is what I've done. Anyway, so what was I saying now? Yeah, so I saw this merman creature, and it was like, you guys will see, it's like white, this white looking demonic type of creature. In this dream, I was here, and right behind me where I am, in fact where I'm going to walk, there was a siren. Now, here's the funny thing about sirens. If you read the book of Enoch, in the book of Enoch, it talks about, which the Bible refers to the book of Enoch. Enoch was close to the Lord, and Enoch was the one who was dealing with the watcher angels that had slept with the women on earth and created the giants and all this stuff. And they're the ones who each had their own individual technologies. One of them had the technology for creating swords and fighting. One of them had the technologies for makeup. They all had different technologies, each of these angels. They were not to teach it to us, but they did. In terms of like having these kids with us, I think it was like basically an exchange, like, we'll tell you how to do this if you let us like sleep with you, basically like what men and women do today, to be honest. So, yeah. But anyways, these were angels and women on earth. So that was never supposed to happen. Also, I believe if that never had happened, we as humans would still be relying on God more, because we end up learning so much sometimes as humans that we don't know how to rely on God, because we're so self-reliant, because the world is now a place where you can kind of be independent, and the independence can go too far, where we now no longer have a place for God and a trust for God, right? So anyway, I believe that's how that happens. So this is the watcher angels. So the watcher angels and what was dealt with them and what was done with them, Enoch was the one who was involved with a lot of this situation. And in the book of Enoch, he talks about this stuff that I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff, right? Which is, again, ironic. The timing of everything is crazy, by the way, because I'm not just saying, like, I don't know, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking about. So what happens is, according to the book of Enoch, which is not a biblical text, it's not biblical canonical text, but is a historical approach. And this is true, by the way, the technology I was telling you guys about, around the world, if you look around the world, people have stories all over the world of after this cataclysm 12,400 years ago with Noah, well, I believe it was the flood with Noah and whatever, but we'll call it the cataclysm from 12,500 years ago, which is when the ice age the last ice age. And what happened is there was all this ice, and then these meteors came from outer space that melted the ice, which caused the seas to rise, and the sea level rose 400 feet, right? So that's another interesting piece of information. So some places on the world today, back then, they would have been connected, not like some countries, they used to be connected. They're only not connected because the part that connects them is now underwater. So I believe there's a whole civilization underwater anyway. So, and so people all over the world after that have stories. You can go into places where like you've got the temples, the pyramids, all these hieroglyphs all over the world, all over the whole entire world. A lot of the native communities. So like, for example, if you're like in a place like Australia or a place like the United States, a lot of this stuff was documented by the natives in those countries, and they have their stuff somewhere that they can show, which is another reason why it's interesting being out and about as I am right now. They talk about these sea people that came out from the sea with all of this technology after the cataclysm. So let's assume for a second that this cataclysm from 12,500 years ago, where the meteors came from outer space and melted the ice, and then the sea level rose 400 feet. Let's assume that's the story for a second, and let's assume for a second, just to think about it, that is the floods of Noah. Afterwards, so this is after the judgment. This is after the people all the other animals and things and giants and whatever else that was killed. I also believe dinosaur, by the way, the word we use for dinosaur, the word in the Bible that is used for dinosaur is actually dragon. And you guys, oh my gosh, there's so much to discover. Me and the Lord, we've been busy the last couple of years. Anyway, so I believe that those, so then after that, all over the world, according to historical texts, even God doesn't go into this massively, because I believe he's like, listen guys, there's so much more you need to know about what you need to do now. Like if you're like obsessed about stuff from before, like that's a bit sad. We can discuss this when you get to heaven. That'll be so much fun to talk about for eternity. Right now you're on earth and you need to deal with what's happening now. Yeah, that's also another reason, by the way, guys, I'm not like obsessed about the end times, because it's like, well, what do I need to do now? You know what I'm saying? Because it could be the end times, it couldn't be, and what's going to happen, and we're going to have another Y2K situation, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so tell me what your Y2K experience was, by the way. Adults who are alive during Y2K, like with the whole thing, tell me what your experience was with all of that. I would love to hear. Anyway, where was I? So the women, according to the book of Enoch, the women who were who had been the ones to have had children with the angels, God turned into sirens. So the sirens were known to be half, I think it's half woman, half bird, if I'm not mistaken. God turned them into sirens, according to the book of Enoch. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying, I'm saying that's what Enoch says. And obviously these sirens, again, if you look in historical texts, which we now call a lot of these historical texts myths and legends, which I don't think is on by accident, because of course, if you guys knew that the spiritual things were available, then you could take advantage of them the same way that the Kingdom of Darkness does with a lot of these rich and powerful people. So of course, particularly in Western and European society and everything, that they're going to tell us that this stuff isn't real, because of course they want us to believe it's not real, because if we did, then it would point us either to God or it would point us to be able to use the powers that they're using, and they don't want either of those options, right? Anyway, sirens, you know, and historically, myths and legends, they pull in men to then kill them. You know what I'm saying? Reminds me a little bit of Lilith, right? Anyway, there was no first wife of Adam. Just want to point that out. So anyway, that story is far newer. The story of Lilith is far, 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 far newer than the story of Adam and Eve. But anyway, historically, anyway. So yeah, this is what these sirens did, and I believe we're living in an era of sirens. By the way, I believe we're living in an era of sirens, and in terms of witches, women who seduce you. Like, to me, Beyonce is like a siren. Anyway, I saw one here. That's the dream. It took me like 20 minutes to get there. I saw one. It was singing, and I felt like in this dream that my soul was being separated from my body. I've had this experience before where like this happens, because you know Kingdom of Darkness is trying to run rampant and trying to do all these things. It felt like my soul was, and I could feel the pull of like you can't help yourself being drawn in. At this, I had to just wake myself up, which I've learned the art of waking myself up in the middle of my dreams, because I have to sometimes. Sometimes God will wake me up, which is crazy. I saw a siren singing right in this very spot, and not as it is right now, because as it is right now, it's just been winter. We're just about to start coming into spring. I want you to envision that all of these trees have so many leaves on them. It was the creepiest dream I ever had in my life. It was literally one of the creepiest, scariest dream I've had in my life. And I saw a siren, and it was white, just like these freaking mermaids I'm telling you guys about. I only knew the vision of seeing the mermaid because of the video on YouTube. So when I saw the mermaid thing behind me, I was like, this looks just like the mermaid I saw in the thing on YouTube. And I was just like, this is insane and this is scary. So that's what happened. That was the dream. There was a siren singing, pulling me in, and I honestly believe we're living in an era of sirens. Like Beyonce is like a siren. Like, you know that her whole performance, the Dubai one. The Dubai one, I felt that feeling of the siren thing. Listening for her, it was like the same spiritual energy. That people are like, this is just mesmerizing. And it's like when people sing to snakes, and you know the snakes do the same thing. So anyways, that's enough of that. It's been half an hour we've been sitting here, and we are now going to move on to our next location. Also, the sunlight is behind me. Like, I really should have picked a better spot, but who cares, guys? This channel is not about me looking cute, although I need... Literally perfect. We may change plans and use this area as our spot for the task at hand. It's so interesting, like, you know, there's always that saying about like these funny sayings where people are like, oh, if a tree falls and no one hears it, did it make a sound type of thing, which I'm not going to get into all of that because it's just ridiculous. But what I do wonder is sometimes, like with everything I'm seeing here, like I'd love to know how we got to this. Like how did like these trees end up like this? Is it like, look, is this man-made? Like, tell me the truth, guys. Do we know? I would love to know if this is, yeah, because look, now I can see even where I'm walking now. See how now it's stone? Before it was like, it looked like it was dirt, but it's actually stone. There's another pathway. This is what I'm saying. This is why I decided to come out and start just chopping wood, because I was like, I'm not even needing to cut down anything to like start practicing my skills, because everything's being cut down already. Like, it's really weird. So anyway, so let's go back in here. By the way, I very much plan on doing in my homeschooling that I will be doing one day. I very much plan on doing as little just like sitting in the class as possible, and as much like going out into the wild and into just the world. So that's another reason why I don't really, I've kind of tried to make my life so that I can easily do whatever I need to do, so that if like I ever want to take my little family or whatever to like other countries and stuff, that's how I want to do my education. People like homeschool kids are weird. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be weird because they're gonna be like cultured and have experiences that other kids don't have. See, okay, so what is this? Somebody was doing something and I just want to know what it was. Like, what were they doing? Do you guys see what I mean about the wood everywhere? Also, there's litter. Not good. I do bring stuff sometimes that has litter when I come out here, like out in the whatever, and I always take my litter out. I do my best to do that. So what's this all about? Who knows? I don't. Do you? Part of me wants to actually build a fire right now, you know. That wasn't even the plan of today. But there's a part of me that's like, should I just build a fire? Like, I'm kind of tempted to build a fire today. Let's cross here. It's a bit muddy. Yeah, so one of the things I want to do with my own kids is like, and or any kids that I homeschool. In a perfect world, when it comes to schooling, I would love to be in a community where I homeschool my own children and the children of the community that I'm a part of. And like me and the parents like all know each other, because I'm like really trying to go back to the old school days. I always say this, I want to live like Abraham. Like that is my dream in life, is to live like Abraham, just a simple life where we, you know, we all share things and we all have our different things that we're good at. So, and like I said, I prefer when it comes to teaching, I prefer to teach kids where I know the parents, because for me, it's not about what I think a lot of the time. It's about what the parent wants, because it's like God gave you the child, not me. So you tell me what your goal is for your child and I will do my best to like help with that kind of thing. So that's how I look at teaching. That's why I find, sorry guys, I'm just showing you the backgrounds and stuff. That's why I find teaching a little bit weird right now, because I'm like, these are not my kids. If it were my kids, they wouldn't even be in this building. If it were my kids, I wouldn't be allowing them to feel defined by some stupid exams that literally don't constitute to anything. Because how many of us know people that are like supposedly well educated but are idiots, and how many of us, you know people that are not well educated but are like so intelligent and so logical or so capable? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the thing. Like, if my child wants to do, like, if my child wants to, I don't know, if my daughter wants to like make clothes, what's the freaking point in her needing to know how to do chemistry? And I'm saying, learn what's relevant to what you actually want to do. Like, if my son wanted to do, I don't know what he would want to do. Like, who cares? Like, so I even say to the kids now, I'm like, listen, I know I'm teaching you this, and yes, we're going to do your best to get you the absolute best possible grade you can possibly get. And I'm never going to like limit you with some stupid targets, which is another stupid thing they do in school. Like, why were we not just teaching all kids to do their best and aim for the highest? Like, why are we saying, oh, we believe this is where your intelligence is capped at? Like, it's just stupid, so much of this stuff. So, yeah, this is like a talking piece today. We've done barely anything, like, other than talk. But then again, I guess that is YouTube. I want to show you guys more stuff. So how do I get across from here? I know there's a way to cross. Let me go over there. So, yeah, so stupid. So, yeah, I'd rather work with kids where, like, I have a personal relationship with their parents. So then I can, like, have the respect of at least one of their parents. Like, I can have the respect of the parent, and I can ask the parent, like, so what is your goals, like, for your child? Like, what is it that you want them to do? I don't know how to get across. There's a part of me, if I had a slightly different personality, that would just literally, if I was a little bit more wild, if the Floridian in me was more Floridian. There's a river here. What the hell was I saying before I got distracted by the water? The water. We're talking about teaching still. Yeah, the weather looks like it's about to rain, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is not good. I have filmed enough that I could put out like a significant video, but I don't feel like I've filmed enough to where like I've done anything, because I haven't done the thing that I was setting out to do, which I might still be able to do with the right preparation. Okay, let's try that. So anyway, oh gosh, I don't like walking across bridges. It's funny because it's not funny actually at all, but it's crazy that when this whole Baltimore Bridge thing, oh, the Floridian in me, I was gonna say the Floridian in me would just like literally get in the water and walk under the bridge and see how that goes. Look how cool this, look how beautiful this is, guys, look. So this is where I'd be coming out and just chilling and just looking at reading the scriptures and talking to the Lord. Like, this is what I'd be doing, you guys. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, the Floridian in me wants to just, like, in another world, I would just, like, go under the bridge. But I won't be doing that because that's not wise, is it? You know? Having to be an adult sucks, you know? As a kid, we used to do so much fun stuff. And we used to just try, like, we used to do stuff like we would be seeing if we can make it, jumping across the rivers and stuff. We would be climbing trees. We would be out in nature. So, like, it kind of sucks for me, a lot of this, the way that the world is now. So, again, notice how quickly I am back into some kind of civilizations. Because this place is carved out of a forest, this town. I might have to go in. I don't want to go in, but it's like... It's going to rain in a minute. We'll see. That might be the move. Just because I have built some kind of weird fear of, like, getting lost out in the woods by myself. And, like, something insane happening, like, weather-wise or, like, just something. And then I'm just, like, lost and, like, unable to... I need stuff like that. Unable to... like, I don't know. I just have these weird fears. I literally look I'm wearing so much more makeup than I'm actually wearing. I'm only wearing mascara, like, as usual. Though the last couple of videos I have been wearing some eyeshadow and some eyeliner. But my basic makeup that I always wear in my videos is just mascara and lip gloss. So, and the lip gloss is actually colourless. I finally got my favourite lip gloss back now, by the way, because I've been trying to buy it for ages and it's been, like, sold out. Now, I want you guys to guess. I'm going to tell you in a second, but I want you guys to guess how much I paid for this lip gloss. Ready? This lip gloss here, this is my go-to. This is the best lip gloss. Yeah, it's raining now. I want you guys to guess how much I paid for that. £1 from Poundland. Best lip gloss I've ever had. And I've tried so many lip glosses, especially, like, from performing and stuff where you have to, like, have... Like, at cheerleading, we'd have to have makeup that wouldn't come off and stuff like that. What became the best option? £1. Because the thing with me and makeup, I'm not prepared to spend more than a total of £10 on all my makeup. And when I say all my makeup, I mean that will last me for, like, 6 months. This, obviously, I'll use lip gloss all the time. I'm not prepared to spend more than £10. When I hear women talking about, oh, when I spend, like, £40 on this NARS concealer, I'm like, could never be me. What a waste of money. Like, it's such a waste of money. There's so many things that I look at. The adult population will be calling themselves, oh, we're broke, we're struggling, we're going through trying times. I'm like, girl, if you're spending £40 or dollars or whatever on, like, 8 different makeup products each, and you're ordering Starbucks twice a day, and you're buying your lunch from work, and you're, like, so for example with me, yeah, if I can walk somewhere, I'll walk. Unless it's more than an hour distance walking, I'm walking. Because I will save money on transportation, whether it's you're paying for petrol or gas, whether it's you're paying for the bus, whether it's you're paying for a train, whatever it is you're paying for, a cab. A cab is something I do not spend money on. Like, me spending money on a cab is so incredibly rare. The only times I'll be spending money on a cab is because I have some sense of need for safety. So, like, if it's, like, super late at night, probably isn't wise, and I've just been out in some event and I'm, like, overdressed, then yeah, I probably will pay for a cab. Very rare occasions. So yeah, here we go. Like, I was literally spoiled in Italy. Like, being in Rome, when I was singing in the Termini di Carcalla, look at this. Where does this start? Let's see if we can find where this starts. When I was in the Termini di Carcalla in Rome, Italy, I just singing outside and just the vibes. Like, the vibe was just amazing. And I was just like, this is the type of feeling I would love the people that I care about, including you guys, to be able to have, of just like being in a lovely, gorgeous venue outside in the beauty of the artwork of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? With some good food, with some good people, and just enjoying yourself, like just happy, thriving. Like that's what I think would be so nice. So I would love that for you guys, and also for myself, my own family, my community. See guys, I've become a community gal. I was always somebody who like hated the thought of community. Not always, recently. And now, you know, the Lord has softened my heart or whatever. He's softened my heart, you know. But it's true, I would love it. It would be lovely. You know, and I can just be there performing in the background, you know, watching my little kitties running around. Oh, so cute. So yeah, so here's the situation. And so, okay, so it's coming from the pond. So where I'm standing right now, straight in front of me, I know for a fact is east. How do I know that's east, you might be asking? Because I saw the most beautiful sunrise. If I can find the picture. Rises in the east. When I saw sunrise for the first time, my goodness, you guys, I never knew sunrise was so beautiful. Like, because I was always like, I remember, like, especially because, like I was saying you guys before, I had a sunset cruise that we went on when we were in Zimbabwe. I remember, like, I always used to think, like, who even wants to see like a sunrise or whatever? I was like judging the people who prefer sunrise to sunset. Like, why would you prefer sunset to sunrise, right? Until I saw the sunrise here, and like these colors I saw in the sky was beautiful. It was like purpley pink, and just it was stunning. And there's something about the sunrise, like me and the Lord have this thing about sunrise where, like, whenever I spend sunrise with the Lord, it's been happening to me a lot recently. Like recently I've been finding myself awake at like 4 a.m, and I'm like here praying in praise and worship to the Lord. Mainly worship more than praise. I praise the Lord throughout the day, though, all the time. I'm always praising the name of Jesus all day, all day. But I've been finding myself awake, and I've been finding myself just like, for some reason, I'm like, oh, I really want to listen to these songs, and I just am there like praying, singing to the Lord and crying and just having these deep experiences with God. And before even this, which I need to reinstate this habit. I'm trying to work out. I've got a lot of things I need to do at the moment, so I'm trying to not overwhelm myself by trying to do so many things at once. But one of the things that I've been doing is like, I used to do is at sunrise, I'd wake up with the Lord. So I would set my alarm for 2 o'clock. 2 a.m. is when I will start praying. While I'm still tired and groggy, and I'll just keep praying, and I'll be praying for everything. I'll be praying for everyone. I'll be praying for my family. I'll be praying for you guys. I'll be praying for the world. I'll be praying for the children. I'll be praying for everything and everything that I can possibly think to pray for. And I would literally pray for everything I can possibly think of praying for, which would then lead me into Bible study, because then, like, when you spend a lot of time with God, especially when you like go out from like just what's easy and comfortable, eventually the Lord will start speaking. So God will start speaking, and I'll start hearing verses, and like the random verses will just pop into my head. It'll be like Luke 14:23, like will just pop into my head for no reason, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go there. Like, or God will say like there's a statement or a word or something will just come to me, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna search this. What is this about? What is the Lord saying? And just a kid on his bike. I was just making sure I wasn't in his way, because I love seeing the youth of today actually out and about. So just making sure I wasn't in his way. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. And then but eventually it'll be like 2:00, start praying. Who knows how long that will go on for. Start reading the Bible. I wouldn't be checking the time. I'll just be there with the Lord. Then what I would always notice, and it's funny because when I used to be super depressed, I would always have the curtains closed like through the whole day. I hated the sunlight. Like I absolutely hated it. Like I get it. Like this is why I get the world we live in. I get why people sometimes can find me a bit not nice to be around, in the sense that like, yeah, if you're depressed and you hate your life, yeah, the light isn't something that you enjoy, because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? So I would be like, you know, I would be there praying, reading the Bible. Then before you know it, because the curtains would be open. Oh yeah, because now I don't even close my curtains. That's that's a testimony in itself. I went from curtains always closed to now curtains always open, because I love to just watch the day with the sun and what the sun is doing. You know what I'm saying? Praise Jesus, the Son of God. In the name of Jesus, we love Jesus, right? The Son of God. Anyway, so I will be there like when the sun will start to rise. So I'll notice that the colors of the sky start to change and it's just radiating into the whole room. And then I will feel like it's like being awake in sunrise with the Lord, especially when you're spending time with God specifically whilst the sun is rising. You can feel like the power of the day. They can feel the power of like God is like, because you know the Bible says that God's mercies are new every morning. So you can feel the power of like, oh my gosh, the day is starting. Like this is incredible. And that's what I would experience. So it was just so cool to have that kind of like experience so many times. So yeah, like nowadays when I'm just worshiping God and then the day just starts and the sun rises and you can feel like the power of the sunrise, it's just a beautiful experience. I'm not gonna lie to you guys at all. It is absolutely beautiful experience. So yeah, praise be the name of Jesus. And praise be the Lord, because you know, praise be, oh my gosh, praise be. And the Handmaid's Tale is really good. Anyways, enough of me harping on. So yeah, the wood, they've been cutting down a lot of these trees. This forest, by the way, I used to come to this pond when I was younger, and you couldn't see, like, so for where behind me here, right, this in the middle part there, that is like a walkway. So that's where I'm going to go now. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. There never used to be a flipping pathway here. You never used to be able to see into the forest. So like people didn't know. People know that this forest exists. Look. So this pathway, before when you looked back here, now you can see what's in there. You can see all of this. People didn't used to know that there was a pond here. Like people didn't know the pond. Even when I used to come with my friends, we used to like come in the middle of the night after work. It's actually my friends from Decathlon, ironically. After work, because we used to finish like super late. So me and a couple of my friends, because me and my friend and then two guys that worked from there, that we all met and we were all like around the same age category. We used to hang out a lot. Like, and these two guys, they used to call me all the time because I live like close to here. They'd be like, hey, do you want to come out? And it was very fun to be called out. So they used to call me out and we would come here and you wouldn't be able to see, like now you can see the pond. I don't know, I'll see if there's not people there, I'll show you because I don't want to disrupt the peeps. There used to be, actually I'm not going to show the pond because they're making it so much more obvious where I actually am. But anyway, there used to be a pond. You used to not be able to see the pond. So we would be here in the pitch black in the middle of the night coming there, like hoping we don't somehow accidentally walk into the pond. But it would be stunning as well because the pond would be like having the reflection of the sunlight, the moonlight in the pond. And it just used to be so stunning. And we used to come hang out here and, you know, do things that we shouldn't be doing. To be completely honest with you, we were doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. And yeah, it was good times. So I'm just sad that they've cut like these trees down. And now they, like, I get it. They're trying to make it, obviously there was a body found in this pond as well. There was a body found recently. Oh gosh. I get it. Like they're trying to make it more safer, I guess. But it's what they've done is I feel like they've just ruined it to where like now so many people come here. This is why we're seeing stuff like littering in the freaking, in the spaces outside, because now everybody's coming here now. Beforehand, anybody who would come out, we would like show respect to the spots, and you'll find that people that knew about these places before would have a lot more respect. Also, this I'm umming and ahhing because I need to go It is raining. It's starting to rain, so I should really go in, but I don't want to. But I'm just giving Yasha of the future like so much work to do. So, okay, so does it come to an end here? Okay, I think it comes to an end here. There's some ducks there. I used to think ducks were so cute until my brother told me that something that I just now will never forget about ducks. Mainly, specifically, that they engage in gang rape, if you catch my drift. Right, let's do a quick little, just in case this is the end of this video, which I hope it isn't, because we've not even done anything, because I was too busy even just whatever. But I kind of like, I don't know, I feel like with the Good Girl Gone Wild videos, like I'm setting myself up in the sense of like, the more I go out, the more I do stuff, the more I'm going to get out and do stuff. And there's always going to be like 100 things that I want to do, because there's so many different things I want to do that I haven't done yet. So I'm not like overly upset that I haven't like done more right now, but I kind of wish I had done more. Like, but I guess we explored a little bit. I'm still so tempted. I'm just going to go. Should we just YOLO and just freaking go, for goodness sake? I just want to go up the flipping thing. Because then at least we can, you see what I'm saying? Once I get outside, like I literally can't get enough. Anyway, in the case that I decide to cut this video here, it was lovely to see you all. Thank you for tuning into my video. If life's a game, let's play to win. If not, the story is not yet over. Cute as a little doggy. I should go in, but I don't want to. This is what happens every time. As soon as I get outdoors, I'm like, but I don't want to say, I don't want to go back. So what I might do is, we'll see. Yeah, it's hard for me to stand up right now because I'm like, I don't really want to go in. But it is actually raining like for real right now. Now it's actually like properly raining, so I probably should go in. Anyways, guys, if this is the end of this video, stay tuned for another Good Girl Gone Wild. Sorry that there wasn't a lot going on. It was a lot of talking and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I got to be outdoors for a couple of hours and show you how crazy this town that I live in actually is. Like, can you imagine? This is literally where I grew up. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I'm getting wet in the rain, but I kind of love the rain. Part of me just wants to like come off the video and just like listen to music and dance in the rain. Or sing in the middle of the forest. Anyway, we're going to I think I'll go in and I'll regroup. I'll go and regroup. So I may or may not be back. Anyways, it is raining pretty badly. Alright guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye. I'm still going to come back out though. I know myself. I'm going to come back out. Whether it'll be part of the video or not, I don't know, but I'm coming back out because I love being outside. And I finished work, not for the week, but for today and tomorrow. So I'm like, now's my time to like enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyways guys, if life's a game, let's play. Look at me looking wet and raining and sweating and love it. Anyways guys, I'll see you.